BBS. BBS. Blackberg Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.
REED-BBS. BBS. Tonight's the night's gonna be alright. David El Monstro Benavidez versus Demetrius Boo Boo Andrade. Tonight is the night. This Saturday, November 25th, for the WBC interim super middleweight title. On that note, Benavidez has been the WBC mandatory for over 3 years now, but I digress. We'll get more into that, I'm thinking, in my post-fight, my Benavidez-Andrade post-fight video, so I'll digress for now. Two boogeymen's, neither man could get fights. Well, when you're in and around the same weight class, and you're the boogeyman of one, he's the boogeyman of another, God damn it, fight each other. When guys can't get the fights they want, fight each other. And that's what we have here, an intriguing matchup. I gave more of the boo-boo Andrade side in my last video when I spoke on how boo-boo can make Benavidez step in doo-doo. Gonna give more of a Benavidez perspective in this one. And on that note, Benavidez is 9 years younger. He's got an inch or two in height, similar advantage in reach. He's the more proven fighter, despite the age gap. He's more proven, considerably more proven. Not that he's even the most proven guy in the world or anything of that sort, but by comparison, Benavidez is way more proven. Again, despite 9 years age difference. But this is why Benavidez will beat Demetrius Andrade. This is why he will beat him. This is what this video is. Starting with the maturity, the improved maturity. We know that Benavidez, undefeated, lost his title twice. Once on the scales, once he got KO'd by Cocaña. He likes the way it smells. It is what it is. But as of late, this is for at least the second straight fight now, and maybe more if I look back a little deeper. His weight's been on point. Benavidez's weight has been on point. He came in a pound under the limit for Andrade. He was 167. Now, my man, he's not a bodybuilder, physique-having motherfucker. David's got a fleshy build. He's got what I call Riddick Bowe body. He's Riddick Bowe, Larry Holmes built. But he's got six-pack abs for this one. Okay, my man has six-pack abs. I see the man's back. I see it. Okay. So with that, though, is maturity. He's, I'm sure it's diet, just better attention to his physique and all of that. Little vanity never hurts when you're a professional athlete. When your body is your moneymaker, a little vanity never hurts. With that maturity, relocating to Washington State, something that happened a few years back now, quietly. The Benavidez's, they're from the Phoenix area. They still call that home, but to take your career to another level, especially when you're training and all that, you got to get away, man. When you hit a certain level, you got to get away. You can't be in the streets, have all your peeps around necessarily. Not every fighter can do that, I should say. And with that is probably where the whole first stripping of the title ensued, hanging around with some of the wrong people, some of the people you need to distance yourself from. So that maturity. On top of that, he's got a steady girl now. He's got some kids. That's one of the reasons he's going to beat Andrade. Another factor is that new taste of stardom that Benavidez has just got. No, he's not a star, but as he put it, that first step towards it began with the plant fight. And with that, now he's getting open encouragement from the likes of Marco Antonio Barrera and Juan Manuel Marquez. And that's on top of already being nicknamed the Mexican Monster by Mike Tyson. All three of them legends are low-key. They're applying subtle pressure. What they're doing is applying subtle pressure to Canelo Alvarez. The reason why Benavidez has been the mandatory for the WBC for 3 years. But again, I digress. We're not going to make this video about that. We're not going to do that. Another factor of why Benavidez will beat Demetrius Andrade, the family ties. Of course, the Benavidez boxing brand, it's a family business. Brother Jose Jr., he's fighting on the undercard. That right there is motivation in itself. Now, it could backfire because Benavidez is facing Charlo, who didn't bother to even try to make weight, it seems. And he was going to be favored to lose anyway, being the smaller man moving up in weight. So we'll see how it works in terms of if Jose loses, would that affect David's performance? But just in terms of training and prepping for this show, that's a definite advantage, having that family tie in camp with you and whatnot. Another factor, this is going to be a Benavidez crowd. It's going to be Benavidez's house. That was evident at the weigh-in. Benavidez owned it. So he's going to have that momentum from his family. The crowd will be his, which ties into the stylistic portion of this. His style is made for crowd approval. He's a fan-friendly fighter, Benavidez, that is. He welcomes punching exchanges, especially against quicker guys, which Boo Boo will be, to maximize his opportunities. So Boo Boo likes to let his hands go, particularly early. David Benavidez will welcome that. It's going to be a particularly intriguing fight early because Boo Boo starts fast. Benavidez does not start fast. So you almost can predict those early rounds are going to go to Andrade, I should say. But that's just it. Even with his quick start, and even with the fact he's hurt and dropped a lot of people early in fights, Boo Boo can't finish to save his life. In a brothel with a pocket full of money, that motherfucker couldn't finish. I've said that before, I'll say it again. He's not a great finisher, as evidenced by his KO ratio. His KO ratio is what it is. He can punch, he can pop a little bit, but he doesn't finish guys. And with that, Benavidez, he's applying a constant physical toll upon you physically and mentally just by way of his pressure. Constantly walking you down, sophisticated manner, behind a jab sometimes, decent head movement, his work rate, the fact that he's always on you. He's bigger than you, stronger than you, walking you down, throwing at you. He's an even-handed puncher, which I mean that to say he can hurt you with either hand. Neither hand is necessarily a weak hand. So he's round after round, he's just walking you down. You can try to, with some fighters, you can try to avoid the left hook or try to avoid the overhand right. With Benavidez, again, that even-handed power, he can hurt you with either one of them. Now, the key is Boo Boo. From a distance, Boo Boo is the better fighter. He's quicker. He's going to get his hands off a little better. But again, that's where punching with him, that's where the exchanges, I think, will favor Benavidez. And I don't think Boo Boo will be able to maintain that distance because, like I told you, he's not the greatest finisher, which means something happens with his cardio. There's a dip, something or somewhere that has prevented him from finishing fights that he otherwise should have. So with that, give me David El Monstro Benavidez. I got him by more than likely a unanimous decision, but he just might get Boo Boo out of there late. He just might get him out of there late, about the 11th or even the 12th round. What we do know is he'll go for it, and we'll see how Boo Boo reacts. REED-BBS, BBS. Blackbird Sugar, Bachelor's in Boxing Studies. Television! Fred Sanford of the Fistic Arts. When all is said and done, there's nothing left to say or do.